Good morning, students. Hope you are all fine. Today we are going to see chapter 5 Separation of Substances in grade 6 science NCERT book. In our last class we discussed about pure substance and mixture and then need for separation and then methods of separation we discussed in our last class. Today once again we revise this chapter and we are going to enter to today's topic, methods of separation. First we'll see pure substance. What is pure substance? Already we discussed this one. Do you have any idea, students? Yes. Substance that is made up of only one kind of atoms or molecules. Substance that is made up of only one kind of atoms or molecules. For example, water, copper, iron. These all are example for pure substance because these all are made up of only one kind of molecules or atoms. Only one kind of molecules or atoms. Pure substance is made up of only one kind of atom or molecule. Next one, mixture. Mixture is a substance that contains two or more different substances mixed together. See this picture. Is all are same substance? No. Different substance are mixed together. So, a mixture is a substance that contains two or more different substances mixed together. A mixture is a substance that is made up of two or more substances. A mixture is a substance that is made up of two or more substances. Most of the substances we use in our daily life are mixtures. Most of the substances we use in our daily life are mixtures. For example, air, tea, milk, coffee, soil and tap water. These all are mixture. A mixture is a substance that is made up of two or more substances. First one, air. Air is a mixture. We already know this. Air contains gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. So, why we are called air as a mixture? Because air contains gases like oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. Next one, tea. Tea contains tea leaves, milk, water and sugar. So, tea also one kind of mixture. Tea also example for mixture. It's not a pure substance because tea contains tea leaves, milk, water and sugar. And milk. We thought milk is a pure substance. It's a wrong one. Milk is a mixture. Milk is a mixture. How? Because milk contains water, cream, fats and other nutrients. Milk contains water, cream, fats and some other nutrients are present in milk. So, milk also mixture. It's not a pure substance. Next one, soil. Is soil pure substance? No, it's a mixture. It's a mixture. Soil contains clay, water, salt, stones and leaves. Soil contains clay, water, salt, stones and leaves. So, soil also example for mixture. It's not a pure substance. Next one, water. Tap water. Is tap water pure substance? No, it's not a pure substance. It's a mixture because tap water contains salt and some impurities in it. Salt and impurities in it. So tap water also mixture, it's not a pure substance. Mixture can be solid, liquid or gas. Mixture can be solid, liquid or gas. For example, soil. Soil is a solid. Soil is a mixture, we already knew this one. So soil is a solid mixture. Next one, milk. Milk is a liquid mixture. Milk is a liquid mixture. Next one, air. Air is a gaseous mixture. So mixture can be a solid, liquid or gas. Example for solid mixture, example soil, liquid mixture, example milk, and then gaseous mixture, example S, air. Next one, types of mixture. Mixture is classified into two types. One is a homogeneous mixture, another one is a heterogeneous mixture. Mixtures are classified into two types. One is a homogeneous, another one is a heterogeneous. First we'll see homogeneous mixture. The particles of substance present in mixture cannot be seen or called homogeneous mixture. The particles of substance present in mixture cannot be seen or called homogeneous mixture. For example, solution of sugar or a solution of salt. So for example, solution of sugar. In a sugar solution, is it possible to see the sugar particles in it? No, we cannot see. So this one we call it as a homogeneous mixture. Same way, solution of salt. In that solution, is it possible to see the particles of salt in it? No, because these all are dissolved in water. We cannot see their particles. Sugar particles or else salt particle we cannot be see. So this one we call it as a homogeneous mixture. Air. Air is an example for homogeneous mixture. We cannot see the particles of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and then some other gases in it. Generally, we can feel that is a air, that's all. So, it's an example for homogeneous mixture. Next one, heterogeneous mixture. Next one, heterogeneous mixture. Particles of substance present in mixture can be seen easily or called heterogeneous mixture. Particles of the substance present in mixture can be seen easily or called heterogeneous mixture. A best example is water and soil. Water and soil. We can see these two particles in it, isn't it? Water and oil, these two layers we can see. So this one we call it as a heterogeneous mixture. Next one, chalk powder in water. Next one, chalk powder in water. Yes, in that mixture we can see the particles of chalk in a water. So that one is an example for heterogeneous mixture. The particles of substance present in mixture can be easily seen or called heterogeneous mixture. The particles of substance present in mixture can be seen easily or called heterogeneous mixture. And then the particles of the substance present in mixture cannot be seen or called homogeneous mixture. The particles present in a mixture can be seen is called heterogeneous. The particles of the substance present in mixture cannot be seen or called homogeneous mixture. Next one, reasons for separating substance from the mixture. Why we want to separate the substances? So reason for separating substance from the mixture. First reason, to remove an unwanted substance. To remove an unwanted substance. For example, tea leaves are separated from prepared tea. The tea leaves are unwanted after preparing a tea. So we are separating the tea leaves from the tea. So to remove an unwanted substance. So here unwanted substance, which one is unwanted substance? Yes, tea leaves. But tea extract is wanted substance. The unwanted is the tea leaves. We are separating from that one from a tea decoction or else tea extract. Next reason is to remove impurities and harmful substance. To remove impurities and harmful substance. So the impurities and harmful substance are not good for us. For that we want to remove impurities and harmful substances from mixture. For example, small stones and insects are separated from rice and pulses. From the rice or from pulses, we are removing small stones and insects. So these all are impurities and harmful for us. So we are removing from that mixture. Next reason, to obtaining pure form of mixture. To obtaining pure form of mixture. That means we are getting pure substance. Pure water for scientific experiments and medicines. So that we are removing impurities from that mixture. For example, if you want to get a pure water means we want to remove impurities and salt which are dissolved in that water. Then only after removing that only we are getting a pure water. So that impurities and dissolved salts are unwanted things. So we want to remove it and we want to get a pure form of substance. That means pure form of water. So that we want to remove salts and impurities which are dissolved in that water. To separate different but useful substances in a mixture. For example, separate kerosene, petrol and diesel from crude oil. Diesel from crude oil. These all kerosene, petrol and diesel. These are the useful substances. We are getting from these all from the crude oil. For these reason, we are separating substance from the mixture. First one, to remove an unwanted substance. Second one, to remove impurities and harmful substances. Third one, to obtain pure form of mixture. And last one is to separate different but useful substances in a mixture. These are the reason for separating substances from the mixture. First we saw pure substance. What is pure substance? Yes, a substance that is made up of only one kind of atoms or molecules. The substance that is made up of only one kind of atoms or molecule. This one we call it as a pure substance. Next one is a mixture. A substance that contains two or more different substances mixed together. A substance that contains two or more different substances mixed together, we call it as a mixture. And types of mixture. One is a homogeneous mixture, another one is a heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture, the particles of substance present in a mixture which cannot be seen are called homogeneous mixture. Another one is a heterogeneous mixture, a substance particles present in mixture can be seen or called heterogeneous mixture. These are the two types of mixture. One is a homogeneous, another one is a heterogeneous. Next we'll see methods of separation. Methods of separation. First one, hand picking. Hand picking. Second one, threshing. Second one, threshing. Third one, winnowing. Third one, winnowing. Fourth one, sieving. Fourth one, sieving. Fifth one, sedimentation and decantation. Sedimentation and decantation. Sixth one, filtration. Sixth one, filtration. Seventh one, evaporation. Seventh one, evaporation. Eighth one, distillation. Eighth one, distillation. Ninth one, churning. Ninth one, churning. So these are methods of separation. First one, hand picking. Second one, threshing. Third one, winnowing. Fourth one, sieving. Fifth one, sedimentation and decantation. Sixth one, filtration. Seventh one, evaporation. Eighth one, distillation. And then ninth one, churning. By using these methods, we are going to separate mixture. We are going to separate the mixture. What are the methods? Yes, first one, hand picking. Second one, threshing. Third one, winnowing. Fourth one, sieving. Fifth one, sedimentation and decantation. Sixth one, filtration. Seventh one, evaporation. Eighth one, distillation. And ninth one, churning. These are methods of separation. By using these methods, we are going to separate the mixture. Now we are going to see these all the methods one by one. These methods are useful to separate the mixture. Depending on the types of mixture, different methods of separations are used. Depending on the types of mixture, different methods of separation are used. These are the methods, very common methods of separation. These all are very common methods of separation. Different substance in a mixture possess different properties. Different substance in a mixture possess different properties like size, hardness, density, solubility, texture, weight, and etc. This difference in their physical properties used to separate them from the mixture. Depending upon their types of mixture, different methods of separation are used. By their types, we used different types of separation methods. Now we'll see one by one. First we'll see hand picking method. First we'll see hand picking method. Student, have you ever noticed your mother while she prepare food? Have you ever noticed your mother while she prepares food? When she prepare rice, first she take the uncooked rice in a plate. When she prepare rice, first she take the uncooked rice in a plate and remove something from that. Remove something from that rice. That something or the unwanted substance. That something or the unwanted substance which should be separate or remove. That something she remove, no, that one is a unwanted substance which should be separate or remove. That unwanted substance like stone in rice or dal can be separate by hand picking. Separate by hand picking. What is mean by hand picking? Yes, hand picking means taking out by hands. Hand picking means taking out by hands. It's a method of separating the small substances that are visible to eyes. It's not a too much small, so the small substance that can be visible to eyes, so we are taking out from the mixture by hand. We are taking out from the mixture by using hand. That means taking out by hands. That one we call it as a hand picking. Hand picking means taking out by hands. The small substance that are visible to eyes present in rice or dal are called unwanted substance. That unwanted substance taking out by hands are called hand picking. That one we call it as a hand picking method. So this hand picking method is used to separate substance that different in size, shape or color. So this hand picking method is used to separate substances that different in size or shape or color. This one can be picked by hands. So this one can be easily picked by hands. These all are visible to our eyes. Different in size, different in shape, different in color. These all are visible in our eyes, visible to the eyes. So we can easily pick it out by hands. So these kind of unwanted substances mostly present in small quantities. So it's easily to pick it out by our hands. If it is in a more quantities, it's not possible to picking out or taking out by our hands. Mostly these all are present in small quantities. So we can easily picking by our hands or else taking out by our hands to remove that one. For example, to separate small stones from food grains like pulses, rice and wheat. So the small stones are present in rice, pulses and wheat. So we can easily taking out by our hands. So this method we called as a hand picking method. This one used to separate unwanted things from unwanted substance from rice, dals and wheats. Hand picking means yes, taking out by hands. It is a method of separating the small substances that are visible to the eyes from the mixture by hands. It usually separates substance that different in size, shape or color. So it's easily visible to us. We can easily see that kind of substances. So we can easily pick it out or else taking out by the hands. Small stones are present in wheats, rice and pulses. These small stones are visible to the eyes. So it's easily taking out or picking by our hands. So this one we call it as a hand picking method. By this method we can separate stones and unwanted things from pulses, grains and rice. Student, have you ever visited a wheat or paddy field after the crop has been harvested? Have you ever visited a wheat or paddy field after the crop has been harvested? Do you know the meaning of harvesting? Yes. Harvesting means cutting the crops from the field. Harvesting means cutting the crops from the field. The grains are attached to the stalk, which are put together in bundle. The grains are attached to their stalk, which are put together in bundles. Then, how the grains are separate from the stalks in bundle? How the grains are separated from the stalk in bundles? Do you have any idea? Do you have any guess? Yes. We separate grains from the stalk by the process of threshing. By the process of threshing. Yes. What is mean by threshing? The process of separating grains from the stalk. Grains from the stalk is called threshing. The process of separating grains from the stalk is called threshing. The process of separating grains from the stalk is called threshing. Threshing can be done in few ways. Threshing can be done in few ways. One is beating the stalk with stick on the ground. Beating the stalk with stick on the ground. Another one way, allowing animals like bullock to trample the stalk. Trample the stalk, and by using machines. Another one way is by using machines. The process of separating grains from sun-dried stalk is called threshing. In this process, the stalks are beaten against any hard surface. So the stalks are beaten on or against any hard surface, such as a large rock or stone. So they beaten against large rock or stone. Why they are beaten against large rock or stone? Yes, to free the grains. To free the grains. Threshing is also done with the help of machine. So this threshing is also done with the help of machine. That machines are called as thresher. That machine are called as thresher. Threshing also done with the help of machine. Machine is called as a thresher. A large quantity of stalk can be subjected to machine called thresher to obtain grains more easily. Compare with manual threshing, this machinery threshing is easy to get more grains, easy to obtain more grains. Threshing is method of separating a harder substance from the softer substance. Threshing is method of separating a harder substance from the softer substance by beating. During harvest, wheat and paddy crops are cut from the stalks. And tied in bundles. These bundles are left in the fields to dry in the sunlight. Each stalk contains large number of seed grains covered in a tiny layer called chop. The stalk and the chop are softer materials. The grain inside the chop is very hard. The grains are separated from the stalk and the chop by a process called threshing. Threshing is done by holding the bundle of stalk in a hand and hitting them on the hard surface. Threshing is done with the help of bullocks or a machine called thresher. During threshing, the soft stalk and chop break into pieces, whereas the hard grains remains unaffected. It remains unaffected, so the grains can be separated and collected easily. This method we called as a threshing. Next one, winnowing. Winnowing is the method of separating heavier and lighter components of a mixture with the help of wind or blowing air. Winnowing is the method of separating heavier and lighter components of a mixture with the help of wind or blowing air. See that flow chart. Mixture of light and heavy solids. That mixture exposed to blowing air. The lighter substance blows away and heavier substance form a heap. By winnowing, paddy grains are separated from the husk. By winnowing, paddy grains are separate from the husk. A mixture of grains and husk is made to fall from a height. A mixture of grains and husk is made to fall from a height with the wind blowing over it. Over it. The husk being lighter. The husk is a lighter particle. So this lighter particles of husk blows away and form a heap some distance away. See this picture. Husk being lighter, blown away by wind and form a heap from some distance away. The grains being heavier. The grains are heavier. Husk are lighter particles. That lighter particles blown away by wind. And then the heavier particles, that means that wheat particles or grain particles being heavier, fall straight to the ground. And form a separate heap. So this winnowing can be used to separate sand from sawdust or sand from dried leaves or sand from sawdust. Sawdust and dried leaves being lighter get blown away by wind and form a separate heap at a distance. Student, remember one thing. This method cannot be used if one of the component in a mixture is not light. If both are not light means light materials, or both are not a light substance means we cannot use this method, because both are heavier substance, so they cannot blow away by wind. So this is only suitable for mixture contains lighter substance and heavier substance. If both are in a heavier substance means this one not suitable for that one. This method not suitable for that one. For example, this method cannot be used to separate tiny stones from grains, because both cannot be blown away by wind. Both are heavier substances, so they cannot blow away by wind. Next method, sieving. Sieving is a method of separating substances of different sizes using a sieve. Sieving is a method of separating substances of different sizes using a sieve. A sieve is a special strainer having a fine iron mesh attached to a wooden or an iron frame. The sieve could be a different size depending on the size of substances to be separate. So the sieve could be different size depending on the size of substances to be separate. The mixture is put it in a sieve and the sieve is moved back and forth continuously. We are moving that sieve back and forth. The smaller and finer particles pass through the holes of the sieve. The small and finer particles pass through the hole of the sieve and can be collected below. That fine particles can be collected below, and the bigger particles remains behind in the sieve. The bigger particles remains in the sieve. So the mixture is, see this first one picture, wheat flour. So we are taking that wheat flour in a sieve and we are moved back and forth continuously. The smaller and fine particles pass through that holes of the sieve and then bigger particles remains in the sieve. This method we call it as a sieving. Sieving is used to separate substances cannot be picked by hands easily because they are very small in size. So we cannot separate by our hands. So that kind of mixture separated by this sieving method. For example, the flour that we get from the flour mill has some bran. Bran means, yes, coarse particles of flour. So this one, sieving is used to separate the bran from the fine flour. For example, we need a fine sand to construction, for a construction. Fine sand for a construction. For that, we need to separate this one from the coarse sand. So that one contains pebbles, stones, tiny pebbles, stones. So sieving is used to get fine sands. By this sieving method, the fine sand particles pass through and form a heap on the ground. And other particles like pebbles, stones remain behind in the sieve. See this picture. The fine flour is separated from coarse particles of flour by sieving method. Next, we are going to see difference between hand picking and sieving. Difference between hand picking and sieving. By hand picking method, substances are separated from the mixture by hand. By hand picking method, substances are separated from the mixture by hand. By sieving method, substances are separated from the mixture using a sieve. By using a sieve, substances are separated from the mixture in a sieving method. In hand picking method, substances are separated by hands. Next point, substance to be separated is visible to the eyes in a hand picking method. So we can be taken out or taking out from that mixture because the substance are visible to the eyes. In sieving method, substance to be separate is generally not visible because it's are very smaller in size. So it's not visible to our eyes. So we cannot use hand picking method to separate these substances. So we are using sieve to separate this mixture because the particles are very small. It's not visible to our eyes. Next one, substance to be separate is present in small quantity. By hand picking method, the unwanted substance like stones are present in very small quantity. So it's easily taking out by our hand. Substance to be separate may be present in large quantity. So the unwanted things are present in large quantity. It's not possible to taking by hands because it's are very small in size. It's not visible to the eyes. So it's not possible to taking by hand. So we are using sieve to separate this one, and also it's present in large quantity. Next one, example, separating small stones from pulses or grain, and then this sieving method separating bran from fine flour. These are main differences between hand picking and sieving. In hand picking, substance are separate from the mixture by using hand, and it's that separating substance is visible to the eyes, and also it's present in small quantity. In sieving method, substance are separated from the mixture using sieve by not by a hand, by using sieve. Substance to be separate is generally not visible and cannot be hand picked, and this substance present in large quantity. So it's not possible to taken out by hand. Okay students, read these all topics in your book and stay home, stay safe. We will see remaining topics in our next class. Thank you.